Hello and welcome to another episode of Well Played, presented by The Skim. I'm Caroline Hendershot.
And I'm Blake Morgan. I feel like I need to tell everyone, I need to tell the class that you're going to Iceland, because I feel like you are not proud of it or something.
I'm not not proud, but I think people, well, here's the thing. I'm leaving 70-degree New York to go to 35-degree Reykjavik. Like,
You're
it's
so
not
right.
maybe my best decision. However, I'm very excited because it's just like, don't remember the last time I went on a little trippy trip,
I was going to say that.
And it's with my girlfriend, so it'll be really fun. And
Are you nervous?
No, not nervous. What, should I be?
No.
Okay. I
I don't know. Sometimes girls' trips can be nerve-wracking, but unless like it's super solid.
No, I mean, like, they're already giving me shit because I was like, I'm going to bring one cute outfit. And they were like, what's the cute outfit? And I was like, well, obviously it's over the top. And also I never claimed to be low maintenance. So stop coming for my neck.
So you guys are going to like go out and I don't
Probably
know.
like not. Like, we're going to go to like dinner and then we're all going to be tired and go to bed.
Yeah, I always bring too many going out outfits.
Yeah, of course.
It's always my feedback. I have a feedback form after I pack, after every trip.
Oh.
A form for myself. What I really mean is like it's a notes app. But I always write like, you only need 2 shoes. Like,
See,
for
that's
this,
really...
I started doing that because I just pack like shit every time.
I am terrible at
curse.
packing. And you'd think I'd be really good at it.
I know.
Nope.
No.
No, not at all. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to Foxborough, Massachusetts. I keep feeling like I want to say I'm going to Boston, but I'm not.
My birthplace.
Boston is your birthplace, yeah. I'm going there, and I'll tell you why later.
Okay. Period. And that's on a tease, a good old-fashioned tease. Okay, we also have Mackenzie Brooks on later this episode. She is a CBS betting analyst, chief bracketology officer, if you will.
Made up title, but
yeah, no, but
she
also
knows
like
numbers.
deserved. The girl is real good with numbers, so AKA the opposite of me.
Us.
I loved that solidarity. And she's going to give you tips on how to optimize and kind of make the best March Madness bracket, what teams and seeds you should be looking for and keeping your eyes open. She gives us a little Cinderella, like a Cinderella team to keep your eye on. So she was great. So stick around for the interview.
She was so helpful, but then I realized like no one invited me to make a bracket with them. You know what I mean? Like,
Babe, you still got time. You could get those invites are going to come in this week.
You
Don't
really
worry.
think?
Yeah, because
Who do you get
Selection
invited
Sunday.
by?
No one.
Should we do
Selection? Yeah, we could.
just between the two of us?
Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Oh, that'd be fun, actually.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay!
Okay, there we go. There we have it. Because Selection Sunday is this upcoming
Right.
Sunday, so you've got time. The invites are going to come, I promise. One will be from me. Okay.
Want to play the field?
I do want to play the field.
Okay, well, you want to just start? Because you were
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll get more into football as we go on, but I do just have to say Travis Kelce is going to play more football, and I am very excited because, I mean, the streets were saying that, like, oh my God, is he going to come back to the Chiefs? The streets are just rage baiting us because, like, obviously it was always the Chiefs. Please. And like Patrick Mahomes posted like cute little pics of them because obviously they're real lovers. And he's coming back for one more year though. It's a 1-year deal. So I will just say that.
And
like,
for a lot of money, it feels like.
well, yeah. I mean, it is a lot of money, but like in the grand scheme of things, when you have like $320 million to play with for the salary cap, not a ton. But yes, yeah.
I mean, so to be specific, this NFL insider says that Travis stands to make at least $12 million and up to $15 million in that 1-year deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more money than I'll ever see in my lifetime.
For sure, me too. Don't worry.
But okay, so the 1-year thing is the sticking point for me because I'm like, okay, so if it's just 1 year, is
It's
this
his last year. It's his last hurrah.
We know that for sure?
No, not for sure. But like
We're assuming.
we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Taylor's
I can't
gonna have one
assume
more shot to get that ring.
Exactly. But I can't assume because it makes an ass out of you and me, you know?
Right.
Right. So, yeah, Taylor said, fine, you can try to end your career on a high note again, but it's fine. I get it.
You make that sound like a little negative. You can try, bitch, but you're not going to succeed.
I don't know. Patrick Mahomes' like knee blew up, remember? He's not going to be there for the first like half of the season.
Good.
Hey, yo. Chiefs fans, plug your ears. Okay, so we'll like get into the football in a bit because there's more pressing issues at hand.
Right.
It is breakup season.
It is crazy breakup season.
Mercury is in retrograde, and I actually wrote it down. It's staying in retrograde until March 20th. So lock the fuck in because it's scary out there, and everyone needs to be prepared.
Honestly, even in my personal life, like I know at least 3 people who've gone through breakups recently.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Mercury scares me
I
like
know.
nothing else.
I know. Who knew I'd be so afraid of a planet?
No, same. So there is relationship news between Dak Prescott, Luka Dončić, Joe Burrow.
Not between the three of them, but like,
Or is there?
we start a rumor.
Yeah, right.
They're dating. They're in a throuple.
I love a good rumor. Yeah, no, but they're craziness.
Okay, let's start with Dak.
Yes.
Because it does feel the messiest.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a sports purist and you are above the sports gossip, I totally hear you. I do want to give you permission.
I actually respect you and commend you.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can skip forward.
Do you ever have fun in life?
I give you permission because we are going to talk a lot about relationships, and I know that's not everyone's thing. But so we're going to start with Dak because we couldn't not talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
So people can confirm that Dak Prescott and the mother of his two children, Sarah Jane Ramos, have called off their wedding just 1 month out. They're supposed to get married in Lake Como, Italy. Mm-hmm. And it does get worse, though, because, as I'm sure you might have heard, they called the wedding off during their joint bachelor and bachelorette party, which, first of all,
Yep, say
why I would never do that.
Thank you.
Keep the men. I don't want those sweaty ass, dirty ass men in my vicinity.
First of all, red flag from the jump. Why are you having a joint?
Back it up. Red flag from the jump is him proposing to her on a golf course.
Yeah, you're really anti-why.
Okay, I don't know if she loves golf.
Yeah, maybe she's a golf
I'm
enthusiast.
honestly going to go out on a limb and assume that she doesn't love golf.
Assume.
I'm gonna make an ass out of myself, and that's it.
Okay.
Why would you ever propose on a golf course? It's so unromantic. It's like golf represents everything that, like, I don't know. It's like wrong with men. It's like the one place they go to like socialize.
Okay.
Because they can't talk about their feelings unless they're like having an activity. It's like why men love video games.
Well, it's crazy that you're assuming that they're talking about their feelings to even
right.
begin with.
I'm just again assuming because it's like men need an avenue, an activity.
I think
to
you're
feel
missing.
open.
I think you're missing the biggest gripe with golf.
That it's boring.
It's a 4-hour-long activity.
That too.
At minimum.
That too. So it's like also just the timing wise, it's like, did he do it at the beginning? Did he do it at the end?
Also, don't you dare book that tea time in the middle of the day.
Wait, what
Don't
do you mean?
you dare.
wait.
You are not. My sister has a very strong rule, and I will be enforcing this when the suburban lifestyle comes for me.
Because
Scott belongs. Yes, Scott loves golf. He's very good at golf.
Scott. I'm
He's
sorry.
very good at golf. My sister has a rule with her husband that in the summertime when he golfs the most, you are not allowed to make a tea time after 10 a.m. or after like 2 p.m. or something like that. She
Why?
was like, because you either go early and you get it over with and you come for the rest of the day, or you like, or it has to be after 2 p.m. or something like that. I don't remember. It's not my rule.
And when you say you come back for the rest of the day, you mean come back and be with your family where you
yeah,
belong.
and just like help with the children.
In the home.
Yeah, and also like entertain the children.
Yeah.
It's not a one-person gig.
Right. And that's what I mean. It's
at
like
minimum, too.
And I'm sorry to derail, but like it really does piss me off how like men get to go out of the house for like 4 hours and like just abandon their families.
Well, maybe we should pick up golf.
You and I?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll go out for 4 hours at a clip.
Right. All right. Turning this around.
Yes,
Anyway,
exactly.
that was my first red flag was him proposing to her on a golf course. Pissed me off. And then it was the joint bachelorette party.
Yes. Joint bachelorette party is crazy. Could never be me. Team Z reported last week that Dak and Sarah Jane's relationship as rocky, which obviously you've got to take what TMZ says with a grain of salt, but apparently they had a blowout fight on the trip. And then Sarah Jane posted a long Instagram carousel of her and her girlfriends on the trip with the caption, mind you, just pictures of her and her girlfriends on the trip. That was a joint trip.
Looking bad as hell, too.
Yeah,
like, bad as in positive, sorry.
Yeah. I truly believe that you can get through anything in life as long as you have really great friends. I love these girls so much, with 3 heart emojis. She also used to have girl mom and fiance in her Instagram bio, and now all it says is by grace through faith. I do have to say, kind of insane to post pics from A, the scene of the crime.
Right.
B, from an event in which precedes a wedding that is no longer happening. But then you do see the pics and you're like, well, your body's tea, so I get it.
Right. Like you can't just waste that photo op.
No.
Right.
Those pics got to be seen.
Well, that is why I'm like kind of inclined to believe that TMZ speculation about their relationship being rocky for a couple months is true. Because if it really was as sudden as people are, as it seems, then like, yeah, I would be like mortified in bed. I wouldn't be posting pictures. I would just be rotting. But it's like, she's like, no, I got the team on my back. We're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to get through this.
Yep.
Like, this has been a long time coming.
Totally. And people were saying like, I mean, the online
community.
People, yeah, the online community. We're saying, oh, it's because of the prenup. And it's like, no.
Right.
The prenup is like, what? I don't have any experience with the prenup. The prenup is usually decided way before,
Oh,
a month
absolutely.
before the wedding.
That doesn't make any
Be
sense.
for real.
That doesn't
Come
make any
on.
sense.
Yeah.
But the best part is that TMZ also obtained an email that was sent to their guest. So whoever sent this to TMZ must hate Dak Prescott and Sarah Jane because...
Who did they remind you of?
Oh my God. Wait, let me read the email and then I'll tell you who this email reminds me of. Okay, so the email reads, as many of you know, our wedding is currently scheduled to take place in Lake Como, Italy on Friday, April 10th, 2026.
That's soon.
It is with heavy hearts, that's literally in a month. It is with heavy hearts that we privately inform our attendees that we have made the very difficult decision to cancel our wedding. We deeply apologize for any inconveniences this may cause you and we welcome your prayers. This reminded me of when Regina George plasters like scanned images from the burn book in the high school and shit is hitting the fan. Everyone's fighting. The principal's getting involved. That Coach Carr is getting caught for sleeping with his students. And she's just standing there like crossing her arms, looking around.
While chaos ensues.
Watching the chaos ensue. And that is what the person who sent this email sought out to do. They knew that this was going to stir the pot.
Yeah, they did.
And it did.
And it did. So yeah, for now, their relationship is apparently beyond repair and their focus is on their 2 daughters.
Yeah. Speaking of like TMZ and like, you know, using them as a not real source, but as somewhat a source of truth, I need to just replug the r/Wives of NFL subreddit because they were talking about this like a week ago.
And you also like, you're tapped in.
I lurk.
Yeah.
I lurk. I never comment.
That's fine. I hope not.
No, I don't. Even it's just like a trove of, you know, potentially shady information, and also oftentimes correct information.
Okay. So what were they saying?
They were just saying that, like, yeah, like a week ago, they had heard, somebody in the sub had heard, and of course it's all hearsay, that there was trouble in paradise, literal paradise, because the bachelor party was in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And so I just encourage you to tap in. You know,
just take a look-see, you know?
For your dose of sports gossip.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Crazy.
Anyway, wishing the best for them as they get through the next month. And
the next breakup.
Yes. Anyway, next breakup, Luka Dončić and his fiancée, Anna Maria Goltes. So she apparently deleted all of their photos together on her Instagram account.
There are still pictures of her on his Instagram. I went back yesterday and checked.
On Luka's.
Yeah.
So does that, I mean, that must mean that she instigated the breakup, no?
One would assume.
Yeah. She also unpinned the post of him proposing to her back in 2023.
Yeah.
There were some cheating allegations. Again, I use allegations lightly. I would say the internet community, the online community, as we alluded to earlier, are just saying, you know, LA changed Luka.
Well, it did. Like he did become like Ozempic Luka because he slimmed down real quick. He slimmed down.
We remember Men's Health magazine last summer. He got really hot. And they've also been together for over a decade, which I hadn't known.
I did not know that either.
They've been together not together. They've known each other since they were 12.
But that makes it like maybe there's hope because it, you know, like they've been a part of each other's lives for so long that like maybe there will be some sort of resolve to this situation.
I could see them being co-parents, but because I mean, it's just like remember with Drake May and Michael May recently.
Oh yeah,
those Snapchat photos where he's like, I don't really remember even what they said, but he was making that silly face he always makes, like.
Yeah, exactly.
That damning face. And there were cheating allegations, and they've been together since what?
They were
high
like
school,
12, yeah.
Middle school.
Middle school.
So, I don't know. Sometimes you just want something.
You just want to believe in love.
I know. So, I'm watching that space.
Yeah, we're both eyes on the space.
Yeah. How about Joe Burrow? What's he up to?
Yes, so this was interesting because Jessica Alba and Joe Burrow were rumored to be dating after the two were spotted at a casino in Vegas together. Once again, can't be spotted next to a man, so you can't be spotted next to a woman.
Apparently.
Without being claimed that you are dating. Her actual boyfriend, an actor named Danny Ramirez, promptly shut the rumor down when he posted a carousel of him and Jessica Alba on a recent trip to Mexico City. Interesting timing. He definitely did it because of the rumors, but that's
course.
Fine.
But regardless of that, like him shutting down the rumors, like what would like when I heard that there was even a slight rumor about Joe Burrow and Jessica Alba, I was like, there's no shot in hell. Like, I don't like that crossover.
Why not like it?
I just feel like Joe Burrow wouldn't know what to do with Miss Jessica Alba because she is a whole ass entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Had that beautiful acting career. She's just a whole ass woman. To
she
me,
also
like Joe
hasn't
Burrow
aged.
She hasn't.
she has
No, it's crazy how she
literally
looks like
she's stayed the
still
same
23
age.
years old.
You were like, what could they even be talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
And I know.
What?
He was for sure asking how to get into the casita because he wasn't invited to the Super Bowl halftime casita, and she was.
There can only be one white person in there. It was going to be Alex Earl.
And he was butthurt about it. He was like, I want to be in the casita. Like, why wasn't I invited? So I don't know. I just think that maybe they were talking about the casita and how fun it was, and Joe was like, tell me more, I'm jealous, you know?
Yeah. I don't know about
but
that.
I also, everyone and their brother was in Vegas.
Right.
Because there was like some UFC fight that I think a lot of people were there for.
Yeah, they were both, I was trying to figure out like why were they both there. And so they both attended the Zero Bond Party, which I looked up their website and it says is, quote, the essential gathering space for leaders and change makers. Very vague.
Zero Bond is also, there's a Zero Bond in New York.
Yes, it's like multiple locations.
It's right next
It's
to...
kind of just like, I think, a networking
it's like a private club, membership club.
for like really rich people.
You're like, famously, no paparazzi allowed in Zero Bond. Like, no photographs even. Sorry, not paparazzi. And it's right next to Bond Street, which is a delicious restaurant if you are craving a lychee martini.
Ooh,
That is a great spot for one.
I also think Tom Brady and what's her name? Alex Earl were there.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
We don't have to.
I follow her on Instagram, and I was seeing her like last minute trip to Vegas, and it is. And you know what? Here's the thing: we've all been there because that's when you're like, you find out the man that you like is going to the bar on campus. I'm just like maybe referencing a certain time in my life. And you're like, oh, weird. I wasn't going to go out tonight, but suddenly I'm fully dressed and we are ripping it to the bar right now.
So true.
So that you can run in.
Absolutely.
Accidentally. Oh, I happen to be going there too. How did you know?
I wish I could know Caroline of that time.
She was a menace.
I bet.
A menace.
Definitely bullying kids in the bar, like men. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And also going to the bar in sweats, because why not? But it is not all doom and gloom, though. Love is in the air for some athletes, and that, my friends, is Aryna Sabalenka. She got that ring that she was pressuring her mans to do, and that's on speaking for what you want.
In public.
I know that you were a little cringed out by the fact that she did it, but once again, you'll get there. You will get there where you're like, so when are you going to propose? So when are you going to propose? And it just happened to be that she did it publicly.
Okay.
Because, you know, she just won. Emotions were high.
Right.
But we've all been there.
Right. And I mean, she got what she wanted.
Exactly. So who got the last laugh?
I do love when a woman gets what she wants.
And that ring.
And especially around International Women's Day and just Women's History Month.
Exactly.
She made herstory.
Not that International Women's Day was on daylight savings and an hour shorter, but who's counting?
Right. That was really rude.
Yeah, it's so fucking classic. Okay, but I do have to say, so she was kind of mad at her team.
Yeah.
Because she said she was so caught off guard. She was wearing just a random outfit. She said her hair was in a braid. She didn't have any makeup on. She was like immediately yelling at her team.
Yeah, because they were like, you have a 15-minute obligation or something. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, I just finished playing. And I think her agent was like, you could put on like a really tight dress or you don't have to do that. And she's like, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that for a 15-minute engagement?
But here's the thing. I'm just saying, if you are wearing no makeup and you don't have the quote unquote white outfit on, you don't know what's coming. She was genuinely
surprised.
Definitely was. Every time I've seen a girl in a white outfit just happen to get engaged, she also made a get ready with me to get engaged video. I just know it.
Right.
You knew it was coming.
Wait, so you think she knew it was coming?
No.
Oh, you're saying
because
that girl who wears the white,
the
white outfit.
Because she wasn't prepared.
I mean, we'll attach a picture here. She was wearing jeans, a white T-shirt, a loose braid, and flip-flops.
And her mom even made fun of her hair, which is so classic. It's, guess what? We're all not safe from our moms.
No.
Stars, they're just like us.
Literally.
Which is hysterical.
So funny. And she, at Indian Wells, a reporter asked her about playing with the engagement ring, and she very plainly said, it feels pretty comfy. And she said it was shiny and that she hoped it would distract her opponents. Because that thing is a rock.
It's
it is.
massive.
Yeah.
I will say, wearing it when you first put it on, I was just so nervous to be so careful with my hair. But she was like, it's not going anywhere. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The diamond.
Yeah. They tested it before.
Yeah, thank God. Okay. And finally, I will say Justin Herbert is in love. He's a man in love. His girlfriend, singer Madison Beer, just turned 27, and for her birthday, he wrote in an Instagram story, actually across like 3 Instagram stories, happy birthday to my favorite person of all time. I love you so much. You've changed my life forever. And like posted 3 more pictures, whatever. The man's love drunk.
Absolutely love drunk.
And I love a man in love.
It's just funny because I feel like men who are not famous literally never post on Instagram.
I think it's a red flag if a man posts on Instagram too much.
What if they're a famous athlete?
Well, I'm not saying it's a red flag, but I'm still saying it's a red flag. I mean, like, you're obsessed with yourself. We get it.
Okay, but what if he's saying, I love you so much, you changed my life forever, Madison Beer. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Every post? Yeah, then I'll take it.
Happy birthday, Madison Beer.
Yeah, but I agree. I think professional athletes post, obviously, much more than the average human. I love a man in love. What can I say? What can I say?
You'll take it. Okay, well, segueing into football.
Yes.
So much happened this week.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Even though there's no actual football action. So I feel like I have whiplash. We already talked about Travis. I want to list a few names. You tell me what's going on with them, why it matters, where they might be going. And then if you have others you want to shout out, you can shout them out.
Let me just set the scene for everyone.
Tell me.
So the new league year for the NFL's season of 2026 does not start until Wednesday, when you're listening to this episode today, March 11th at 4 o'clock p.m. So everything, all of these breaking news that you've heard is they're planning on signing. They've they kind of have made this quote unquote deal, but nothing's official yet until the new league year. But the reason you started hearing all of these
whispers,
trades and signings and all of that was because the legal tampering period began Monday, March 9th at noon. So 12:01 shit started hitting the fan.
What is legal tampering?
So essentially you aren't allowed, agents and GMs and players aren't allowed to talk. If you're on a roster, you're not allowed to talk to anyone else or your agent isn't allowed to talk to anyone else until that the legal tampering window opens.
I see.
I'm not saying that there are conversations that happen beforehand. I'm just saying at 12:01 to already make a deal. Okay, that's a little quick.
So in theory, everything we're about to talk about could change by tomorrow?
It will become official.
It'll become official.
Yeah, so for example, Max Crosby,
yes, he was
who was on the Raiders, will officially be a Baltimore Raven tomorrow at 4 p.m. because he will sign pen to paper, ink his deal. I just have to say, though, that an NFL insider, once the legal tampering period begins, holy moly, because they're just a professional gossiper if you think about it. And yesterday is essentially Christmas morning. Clock strikes midnight and they're go, go, go. And it's just I was literally wondering to myself, I was do you think they ever respond to the text that they get from the agent or the GM or whatever and go, oh my God, T, that's crazy. I hope they do.
I want you to have that job.
Thank you. I think I would be really bad at it because I hate keeping secrets. So I don't think I should have it. But okay, so the notable moves were Travis Kelce, who was a free agent. He re-signed with the Kansas City Chiefs for the 1-year deal. The Ravens traded for Max Crosby from the Raiders. So the Raiders they gave Max Crosby away. They got some picks back.
Okay.
The Chiefs signed running back Kenneth Walker III, who was literally just named MVP for the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. And there's this video now resurfacing on Twitter of the Seahawks Super Bowl parade where the owner of the Seahawks was yeah, Ken Walker, he just tried to negotiate a deal with me. And Ken Walker's
why?
And I'm one of you is drunk and one of you is sober. And this is So now it's just interesting. Okay, he clearly wanted to stay and they didn't want to pay him.
Damn.
Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, he was released from the Dolphins and he will be signing with the Falcons.
Yeah. Why was I reading that he left the team with $99 million in dead money against the salary cap? What does that mean?
So dead money is money that counts toward the salary cap for a player that's no longer on the roster.
So
in his contract, he signed in 2024, I believe it was, a franchise record extension deal for the Miami Dolphins. He only fulfilled one of those years. And then they said, we're going to move on from you.
Okay, but then they can use that money to buy some.
No, that money is not theirs anymore.
So he gets all of it? No.
Yeah.
What?
It was a guaranteed whatever. Yeah.
They must really fucking hate him.
One would assume.
Because, wow. Oh, my God.
But I do have to say one clarification. Tua is going to be a post-June 1st designation.
What does that mean?
This is the weeds, but it does mean that the dead money, instead of it all accelerating and counting towards this year's cap, they can spread it out across 2 years.
Okay.
So it's not like all 99 million or whatever it was is going to count towards this year's cap. It's going to be spread out.
Insane.
But that means that the Dolphins have a dead money of $67.4 million this year, followed by $31.8 million next year.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's not great. So that's why people are all like always back and forth about the contracts, because they don't want situations like this to happen.
Yeah.
It's wasted money.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, not good.
Okay, another one, wide receiver Mike Evans, whose his whole career has been in Tampa Bay, signing to the 49ers. Crazy.
Yeah, you were like kind of freaking out about that.
Yeah.
Is it just because he's been there his whole career and that's why you're freaking out?
And he's like set so many franchise records with the Bucks, and it's just like kind of crazy that he's moving on.
It would be like if Travis Kelce went to the Jets.
Or something like that. Or something like that. And then there was just like also, Scott was like, this isn't, you're getting too in the weeds, because I was like telling him, I was like, these are the guys I'm going to talk about. There's a center that is like one of the best centers in the league. He's the guy that snaps the ball through his legs. And the Raiders paid a record-setting amount of money for him from the Ravens because if anyone had any doubt that they were going to draft Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 overall pick, now you have no doubts, because they just got this big boy to snap him the ball.
I see.
So that is it.
I don't think you're being that in the weeds, by the way.
Thank you.
Like, I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
I think I really learned something.
Thank you.
Wait, what about Stephon Diggs?
Oh, yeah. The Patriots are also releasing Stephon Diggs.
But where's he going? Anywhere?
Nowhere yet.
He lost the Super Bowl. He lost the girl. Now he doesn't even have a team. He has no home.
No ring, no girl, no home. That's what happens when you fuck around, you find out.
Yeah.
His salary cap charge, this is like the reason that the Patriots were like saying that we were cutting him, was because it was set to rise from $10.5 million to $26.5 million. So like, okay, I get it. But also he was a helping hand in your offense this year, just not for nothing. So yeah, and I just think that maybe like a little bit of his off the field antics started to get a little distracting for the Patriots.
Gonna say,
yeah, they're a very buttoned up like PR organization.
I've seen Drake May's work. I've seen it.
I know. So I'm just saying maybe they were like, okay, you're not really
too much
fitting the mold anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really insightful. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Take that, Scott.
Yeah.
So the NWSL season kicks off this Friday, March 13th. By the way, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Don't love that. With the Washington Spirit taking on the Portland Thorns. So we're going to see Trinity Rodman and potentially Sophia Wilson actually go head to head. 2/3 of Triple Espresso. And she just came back, or Sophia just came back from maternity leave. You know, she's activated, as they say. It's also opening weekend for 2 of the league's newest franchises, the Denver Summit and the Boston Legacy. I will be going to the Boston Legacy game. That's why I'm going to Foxborough, Massachusetts. Woo-hoo! They're playing at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
Because their stadium that they're going to play in normally is not ready yet.
Famously where I saw Taylor Swift. It's a great stadium.
Gillette?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a stadium since the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I know.
You've been deprived.
I know. And so they will play there for the remainder of the season, and more than 20,000 fans are expected to be there, which is pretty wild for like an NWSL, opener. Denver's playing Bay FC at PayPal Park, where we've also been. I've been to so many.
You're a woman in sports.
Stadiums, arenas this year. I am a woman in sports, and but they're not going to have their home opener until later this month. So.
I do wonder, like, what Boston celebs will be in attendance, because
that's your domain. Like, you're from there, right? So who do you think?
My people.
Is going to show up?
Well, I just feel as though. So I will say, Boston is part owned by some celebrity investors like Elizabeth Banks and Allie Raisman.
Allie Raisman is randomly like she has so many celebrity friends.
Yeah,
she's like more known, I feel like, as like a celeb investor now than like a.
I feel like she has her investing hand in a lot of different pots.
Yes.
She's a business woman. But But I don't know. Every time you think of Boston, you can't not think of Ben Affleck or like Matt Damon.
Yeah.
It's like The Departed. You know, you can't just think of Massachusetts and not think those two.
I never saw The Departed.
Even Rachel just gasped.
Rachel often gasps at me.
No, that was an audible.
You know, I almost watched it on a plane, like, I don't know.
First of all, the plane should not be your first viewing for this incredible cinematic movie.
I know.
It's an experience.
I know. It's on the list.
Yeah,
check my letterbox.
How long's the list, Blake?
It's really long. You have to look at it.
Bother me.
It would be cool if one of them showed up. I think Matt Damon has a couple daughters, show up for the
I think he does, yeah.
You know, that would be cool.
But also, like, I'm like, okay, are the Celtics playing? Because, like, Emma Pritchard would be, her husband plays on the Celtics. I'm like, maybe if she's not preoccupied, she would be, because she throws fits when she goes.
Okay.
Is it Drake, May showing up? You know, like, we don't know.
It could have been Stefan and Cardi, but
he blew that one up. So I don't know. Just food for thought.
Okay, I thought it was really funny. We were like reading through some of the storylines for the season, and I noticed that for this game that I'm going to, the New Kids on the Block are apparently playing halftime. And I was just thinking about, I scarcely know their discography. So I was only imagining that the NWSL, which I feel like half of them are like 20 years old, more than half are like 20-year-old kids.
Yeah.
They have no fucking idea who that group is.
No shot.
I don't know. Do you think I'm speaking disrespectfully on New Kids on the Block? Okay.
No shot.
I'm glad that we're going to have some halftime entertainment.
You know what I think of when I think of New Kids on the Block?
What?
That song.
I think of a song that is definitely not theirs. And can I sing it?
Yeah. The Block got a bunch of hits. Chinese food makes me sick, but I get fine when a girl drops by for the summer.
I think of a song that is definitely not by
Me and
them.
Rachel were on the same page.
But it's like from that time period. It's like, we got more bouncing California
How does
than
that
all
relate
yours.
to that? Great song.
It feels like it would be written by them. I don't know.
Okay, interesting.
It's like got spunk.
But anyways, yeah, no, neither of those are New Kids on the Block. But in other soccer news, the U.S. women's national team won its 8th She Believes Cup. But not only that, they honored friend of the pod, Tobin Heath, at her jersey retirement at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Many U.S. women national team alumni were there, including Kelly O'Hara, Megan Rapinoe, Crystal Dunn, Brandi Chastain.
Yeah, that Brandi Chastain story was really cool. Can you tell it? I feel like...
Yeah, so it was just really sweet. Tobin shared a really cute story on air. She said she was at the 1999 Women's World Cup game, obviously where the 99ers, including like Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy, Christine Lilly, took on Denmark and won 3-0, and that is now MetLife Stadium. Crazy. She was 11 years old at the time, and that year she ended up getting a soccer ball signed by Brandi Chastain, and on the soccer ball it says like, to Tobin, dream, Brandi or whatever, and she like signs it. And it stayed on her bedside table every night, and she would read it before she went to bed every night. And it's just like, see, you never know what little kid is watching and like what, but not even little kid, just like what effect you'll have on someone. Yeah. So like that's why don't be mean and like don't be an a-hole to people. Because
athletes.
Well, yeah, athletes I think are usually pretty nice to kids, but it's even like, in your day to day, even if you've had a crummy day, don't be an a-hole. It's not their fault.
Kindness counts.
Yeah,
Bring that back. It is just remarkable
it's
knowing
so cute.
Knowing like what kind of career she had, and also she was there with like her youth soccer club, and you go to these games, every single sporting event, there's always a group of kids, at least one, and you just genuinely don't know which one of them is gonna be
the next Tobin Heath
or Brandi Chastain. You know what I mean? So, and on air, Brandi like came out onto the frame and she was like, "Oh, Brandi, can you sign it again?"
Yeah,
they brought that full circle.
So cute. Honestly, cute. And also not for nothing, there is nothing more iconic than Brandi Chastain ripping off her shirt in PKs. That photo will be forever ingrained in my brain, and it should be in a museum.
When we were at the finals, did you tell her that? I forget.
No, I was afraid.
Right.
I get really intimidated really quickly.
In case you missed it, the Paralympics did kick off last weekend, and we're already seeing women crush it. One name to know is Cecile Hernandez, who won gold in the snowboard cross race. She has multiple sclerosis and is 51 years old. I want to repeat that. She is 51 years old, still snowboarding, and she won gold. And she won gold against a 20-year-old snowboarder as well named Kate Delton. And it's just like, we talked so much about Lindsey Vonn and doing her skiing at 41 years old. 51 years old, also
even crazier.
Living with MS. It's crazy. I just finished Christina Applegate's memoir, You with the Sad Eyes, and she talks about her living with MS, and it's just like...
That's really sweet.
To get out of bed every day can be such a challenge, and so imagine snowboarding with that,
I mean, I think Hunter Woodhall, another friend of the pod. Sorry,
we have so many friends.
We're like so popular. He said this very well on, I think it was like an Instagram reel that he posted recently. He's a track and field Paralympian, and he shared a video titled "Why I'm Not Happy About the Paralympics This Year." And he said that para snowboarding didn't even bring a crew to film, and there's no commentating for some of the events. And I mean, we were talking about this off air, like, we heard like Alyssa Liu retired from figure skating at 16 so many times over the course of the Olympics. And like, yes, that's a very important storyline for her story and her comeback. But also like there are a bunch of stories and a bunch of athletes that have like overcome even crazier things too. And we have no storylines of them.
Right. We're not hearing that as they're competing. Like it's truly crazy. That was like the first example that came to my mind. But then you were telling me off air about Oksana Masters.
Oksana Masters. We'll dive into her even more next week. But just know Oksana Masters is a name to watch, and she is the definition of a badass.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah.
And we'll like give you a full-fledged, once we have like a full week of Paralympic events and medals given out and completed under our belt, we'll give you the whole rundown because she's already medaled.
Yeah. It's interesting too because I think this comes up with every Paralympics, but I think especially with Winter Olympics where they're not as, I feel like Summer Olympics are obviously more popular than Winter Olympics, and so the conversation,
which is crazy because you should be outside during the summer, if you think about it.
Right, like why are you inside watching TV
Stop
right
watching
now?
TV, go outside and
get
play.
outside.
Go outside and play with your friends.
Absolutely. But the conversation of like, why do the Paralympics happen like
2 weeks later?
Yeah, after the Olympics. And it's like, on the one hand, it is logistical.
Yeah.
Because they have to set up, the events are different.
They have to make things more accessible.
Exactly. But then also the International Paralympic Committee, they prefer the separation because they aren't like, that's why we have the word for Olympics and Paralympics, because they are just like, they feature different feats, athletic feats, different abilities. It's like putting them together almost would dilute the attention that we would give to the Paralympians. I don't know. I think it's
which
like,
needs to be greater
exactly
in and of itself, separate issue.
Exactly.
I understand that. Yeah. You want each kind of group to have their moment.
Exactly.
I will say I have been watching some sled hockey. That shit looks so hard.
I know.
And okay, no one told me Team USA is insane. They actually pummeled Italy, and I'm pretty sure they shut out Germany like 17-0. 17-0.
And why we're not talking?
And meanwhile, like all the games that the U.S. Olympians in men's and women's hockey won was like 2-1. Like it's like 17-0. They're dominating.
Interesting.
And they're so strong because I can't understand how their
arm
biceps don't get so tired.
Know.
So this weekend marks Selection Sunday, where we will learn which teams in college hoops will make it to March Madness. And to understand a bit of the madness, we called up good friend Mackenzie Brooks, who, again, we said at the top of the show, she's a CBS betting analyst, but also think of her as like your sports journalist friend who's really good with numbers and
communicating those numbers.
So that people who are bad with numbers understand them.
Women in STEM.
Okay, without further ado, Mackenzie Brooks. Hello, and welcome into our interview with the one, the only Mackenzie Brooks. Mackenzie, we were just talking about this. Would you call yourself CBS betting analyst, but also data analyst and resident bracketologist?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It's a very
anything
quick
encompassing the numbers.
Of course.
I'm your girl.
You are a woman in STEM.
Yes,
she
I am a woman in STEM. That's what they say.
Famously am allergic to numbers, so it's actually crazy that you enjoy them.
Yeah.
And use them on the daily.
Yeah.
You've always enjoyed numbers.
I guess I was good at, I wasn't some math genius in high school. I will never forget, I was always like, I don't know what I'm good at in school. I think I'm just good at test taking. I split math and reading on the SAT, which made sense in my brain. Nonetheless, I went to Georgia and I wasn't sold on the whole sports journalism route. So I went to the business school and I got a degree called MIST, which is data analytics and computer coding meets finance bro.
Whoa.
So I would like
She's a sportswoman instead.
my goal was supposed to be like bridge the tech computer nerd and the finance bro and like be the mid, which is like a fabulous degree. And my friends who actually did something with that like are making so much money and killing it. I just kind of took it and was like
sports.
data analytics, betting.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the start of that. Like I learned how to sports bet, and that was kind of my avenue into this career.
Wow. The more you know. See, if
Yeah.
only I liked numbers, it could have gone
No,
so
I
differently.
know. My life
Well,
was
it's like
so different.
I thought not being a journalism major was going to ding me once I decided I wanted to get into this, and I ended up being such a good niche to have my own.
No,
I
it
find
really
that
is.
journalism degrees are usually useless.
They're very
Just get somebody who has
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so because you are CBS's resident bracketologist,
Yes.
it is the month of March.
This is March, girls.
This is March. Now,
here.
for those of us who maybe aren't, I am famously an NFL girly.
Yes.
Live, breathe, die NFL and college football, for that matter. Or just college in general.
Love that. Huge college girl.
Do I really have to graduate? Now, for those who are not basketball fiends, you are now kind of the CBS expert of March Madness and all things brackets.
Right. So as we get closer to March and we get like a better picture of who's going to be in the tournament, who's going to be Final Four contenders, who's barely going to make it, like I start to come on air and be like, if this team beats this team this weekend, they're going to move to a 4 seed, or this team's going to drop to an 8 seed, or things like that. So late February, the Super Bowl ends, I give myself like a week to like get, I'm in NFL world like you, get myself together, whip myself into basketball shape, crash course myself. And then by like late February is when people really start to ramp up the bracketology implications. Conference tournaments are starting this week.
Yeah,
Some of them are playing right now, the smaller conferences as well. So it's funny because it feels like it's just this like 4 to 5 week window that people really care. And like you have 4 to 5 weeks to strike.
So this is going to air on March 11th.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So what like dates do we need to be aware of?
I also want to preface this with saying,
Yes.
like, I just feel like I'm watching an MTV episode when I hear like Sweet 16,
Yes.
Elite 8, like all these cutesy little terms, and I'm like, when the fuck are these
so
things happening?
cutesy.
They are cute.
They are.
They got me with Sweet 16.
They were doing something with those
They
names.
knew what they were doing.
I
So
never even thought about that.
yeah, of all those moments, can you just like kind of break them down? Like
Yes.
when are they happening? When should I be anticipating?
When do we need to lock in the brackets?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's like crash course.
Yeah.
March Madness 101. So there's going to be 68 teams selected on Selection Sunday, which is March 15th.
Okay.
After Selection Sunday, we'll have 68 teams. We only are going to go into round 1 with 64, which means we have to shed 4 teams. So of those 68 teams, there are 4 or 8 teams that need to like, 8 teams. They need to like reprove that they get to be in. They have
God.
this. They have these
Audition?
play-in games. They're called the first 4. So in between Selection Sunday is Sunday. Round 1 is on Thursday. Those days in between, you have those teams that essentially have to retry out to prove again. Like they barely
Re-audition.
made the
Yeah.
first cut, so now they have to go back and try
That's
again.
literal
pressure.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah, so you think you're Selection Sunday, you hear your name, you're like, this is the best day of my life, and then by Thursday you might be out.
Oh my God.
So we shaved from 68 to 64.
Okay.
Thursday,
Is there a reason for that or like just for fun?
more TV, more money.
Got
like,
it. Okay. For fun.
the
Very
way that we
transparent like
got
that.
7 games at NBA playoffs. So
Yeah.
Right.
So Thursday and Friday, the 19th and 20th, is round 1, the round of 64. You have all 64 teams. That's like when you remember in middle school and the games are on at noon and like people are watching under their desk. Like that's games all day.
Yep.
Then we have the round of 32, which is right after in the same courts, in the same region. So you'll have the round of 32, which is Saturday, Sunday. And then we get a break. Then we start to get these 3-day breaks. Now we have 32 teams. We have a 3-day break, and then we have the Sweet 16.
Aha.
This is where the fun names start to come.
Yes, but of
We
course.
have the Sweet 16. Those are 2 days of games, and then those immediately go into the Elite 8. Then we come out of the Elite 8 rounds, and then we have our Final 4. So then we have a full week before everyone goes to Indianapolis. So you have the Final 4. Those 4 teams play on Saturday, and the national championship is Monday, which I always found a little odd. I don't know why we didn't do like
They do that with college
Friday
football
and-
too, with the national
Yeah.
championship being on a Monday.
They don't want anyone to have fun. That's why.
Yeah.
They said stay in
But
school.
it is
kids.
truly like it's so quick. I mean, think about the college football playoff, how long?
Yeah, they really dragged that puppy out.
Oh my God. And they're making it longer this year.
Of course they are.
Mind you.
More money.
But yeah, this is like quick. It's nice. It's like you have your weekend games. You get 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, to regroup your life, them and ourselves as well. And then we get into the other shaving rounds.
I'm a little nervous. It just feels really intense.
Something about watching basketball games, like I feel so much more anxiety inducing than football does to me. I don't know if it's because they're closer and you can see their faces.
Yeah.
All of it. Like they feel like younger. Like
And just like hearing you describe this calendar, it's like we got to pack all this in like what, 3 weeks?
Go.
And that's one of those where it's like basketball games, they go by in a blink of an eye and you could be projected to win, you know, your conference or make it to the national championship. And it's like literally one hiccup of a game and like suddenly the whole thing is over.
Right. That's
and it's
crazy.
like
You can have no days off.
No days off in March.
Correct.
And a lot of these smaller conferences so to backtrack again, the 68 teams, 31 of them are going to be automatic qualifiers, people who won their conference championship. So that's what's happening right now. You have the smaller ones that were happening the first week of March. We're getting these like small conferences you've never heard of or teams you've never heard of. They're going to crown a champion and they're going to send their champion to the big dance.
Yep.
Then we're going to start to have the Big Ten and SEC. Those conference championships are happening this week, March 11th through, you know, right up to Selection Sunday, knocking at the door.
You know what this is kind of giving to me?
What?
The Hunger Games?
Yes.
Because that's what I just thought.
But also like Miss Universe kind of in a way, because it's like you win the smaller local competition.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I famously like don't know anything about Miss Universe, so actually if I'm incorrect, I'm so sorry. But this is how I think of it in my head of how it
makes so
goes.
much
Like you
sense.
win your local beauty pageant, and I know that's not how it goes, don't come for me. But then you like go to the next one. You go to Miss Connecticut, then you go to Miss United States, then you go to Miss America. No, that's the same thing. Miss North America. And then you go to Miss Universe and you try to win that.
So think of it as those smaller conferences are like these super small states in the Northeast that only get to like send one person. But then these power conferences, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, those are like your Texas, California, like they get to send their conference champion and then multiple at-large teams. So you'll have 31 conference champions that are automatic qualifiers. You'll have winners of the big power conferences, but you'll have your small local representatives from those smaller guys come, and then you'll have 37 at-large bids. I'd say over 80% of those at-large bids are going to the Texas, California, the big power conferences. Very rare that you're going to get a ton of at-large bids. The committee really wants to see you in the big dance coming from those smaller conferences.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so for people who are filling out their first ever bracket, what are some of the biggest mistakes that people make?
Overthinking it. I mean, truly, this is coming from somebody who literally gets paid to talk about this and study it, and my mom will have a better bracket than me than picking the hottest coaches. Like, it literally is... That's why it still has such the thrill that it does in a day and age where college sports, it feels like sometimes have lost their sparkle. Like, I think the reason this is still so magical is because of anything can happen.
Yeah.
It is, you have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable.
I'm not good at that.
Picking upsets.
Okay,
Tons.
Is there a strategy to picking upsets?
Yeah, so there's trends like, so you get your region will be 1 through 16.
Mm-hmm.
This is to get out, you know, to make it to the Final Four. So your 1 seed will play your 16, your 2 will play your 15, your 3 will play your 14. So they're rewarding the higher seeds by getting to play, lack thereof, the small local pageant girls.
Yeah. Those poor local pageant
We
girls.
love them anyway.
They are still
Have
beautiful.
you seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes, they are the Cinderella stories. So when you get to that, like a 6 is playing an 11, a 7 is playing a 10, an 8 is playing a 9. They're virtually becoming very similar, talent and like the right momentum. You can win those games. So a really popular upset is 10s to beat 7s.
Okay.
Definitely pick 1 to 2.
Okay.
Have to pick an 11 to beat a 6. Maybe pick 2 if you're feeling crazy.
11 to beat a 6, got it.
A lot of the upsets are going to happen in round 1 and round 2. So if you want to get frisky, like keep it in those first 2 rounds for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is when you get to round 2, you'll have these 2 seeds and these whoever won that 7-10 matchup, when those 2 teams meet, an obscene amount of those 7-10 winners are upsetting the 2 seeds. Like you see a ton
because they're just going with that momentum.
Yeah, you see a ton of 2 seeds get their ankles cut out from under them in the second round. It's very odd.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Now, what I will say, last year was the first time in a really, really long time it was a Final Four of all 1 seeds, which was kind of boring. But at the same time, it also never happened. So
I was going to say,
it
like,
was kind of cool.
Why wouldn't you just pick all the ones?
I do fear we're entering a phase of college basketball where dominant teams are just going to be that dominant with NIL money, and like
Michigan.
they
said
might,
that?
yeah.
Who said that?
We're entering this era, the rich are going to get richer.
Oh.
So I feel like we might start to lose some March Madness magic.
But
Yeah.
like, for example, something that always sticks in my mind, was it Loyola Chicago with Sister Jean?
Oh, Sister Jean,
I
yes.
know. And she recently passed RIP.
Wait, last
rest.
year, who's the 3-point guy? Steve or something Golke.
But like, I always think of Sister Jean and
Yeah.
Loyola as like that Cinderella story that made the run. And
Yes.
I don't even remember how far they actually got, but like they went far.
Yeah.
And I obviously that year did not have them on my bracket.
I know.
even remotely.
I think it's fun to like hyperfixate on one like 7 to 10 seed, 7, 8, 9 range.
Do you have a current hyperfixation 7 to 10? Well, I guess technically because they haven't been seeded yet.
Yeah, you start to get like an idea. There's a lot of teams that can play to the caliber of the best teams in the country, but then also play down to like the level of who they're playing. Ohio State is a team that at their best could make it like to the Elite Eight, Final Four, a place they have no business being at. But like they
agree.
could. They could. You know what I mean? So you'll find these teams that have this insane ceiling. Texas Tech is a team, they'll be like a 4 or 5 seed, so not as Cinderella-y.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still, they're not supposed to go to the Final Four by any means.
Right.
They lost their best player for the season, and they went out and they won 2 games in a row. What games they should have won with, granted, like they were playing easy competition, but then they played not easy competition and won that game.
Okay.
And then we're like inspired ball, like they're playing for their guy.
Yeah.
Then they go out and lose to a team they shouldn't have lost to. So you're kind of in this like, they could do it with
Unknown
NIL.
land.
They might not.
Yeah.
But I think they're a fun program that if they catch fire,
Okay.
I'd be in on them.
That's very interesting.
What is like the craziest strategy you've ever heard someone do for picking their bracket? I know you mentioned your mom doing hot coaches.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think that's
something
like so funny.
My
That's
friend picked
favorite.
favorite color, like between the
Yeah,
two teams.
yeah.
She
I
would
heard
go,
that.
I did that one
do I
time.
like orange or blue better? And she would
Yeah.
pick, yeah.
Yeah. I've heard even just like the vibes of like the campus. Like,
It's a good one.
would I want to get a beer here?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Would I
Maybe.
Would I leave my beer open? Here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a great one. That's a great
Would I leave my
one.
drink unattended?
What do the frat boys look like?
How many friends would I make in the girls' bathroom here?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good one.
You
That's
could do it based off their football program.
Yeah, you very well could. You very
Still
well
be in
could.
Big. So it's funny. Big 10 and Big 12 are very dominant for college basketball too.
What can I say?
Yeah.
She is also a Big Ten girl.
Are you?
Yeah, Rutgers. I just, you know.
Don't let her sing the theme song. She will. So what would you say is like the biggest trap that people typically fall into when picking their bracket and to be wary of for this year's specific March Madness?
I think recency bias will always play a part. Like we're going to watch, I think it's the Big 10 Conference Championship will happen literally minutes before Selection Sunday. And people will be like, this is the best team in America. These are people just now tuning into college basketball for the first time this year. And there is truth to momentum, 100%, but it's going to be days again before you play competition.
Right.
So I don't think you should necessarily be like, oh my God, this team just won the SEC championship. We have to take them. This team just won, like, because you literally just watched it.
Right.
I think that's a trap. I do not have 4 1 seeds in your Final Four. Like, you got to drop a 1 seed will lose. You have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
This is
A 2
this is
seed
good
will
advice.
lose early, and a 1 seed will lose before the Elite Eight.
Wow. Okay. So make sure one of your 1 seeds
Get
is out
weird.
before get weird.
I like my rule of thumb is like 2 1 seeds in the Final Four. 2 seeds for whatever reason just do not make it there.
Yeah, I was
3 and
gonna
4
say.
is will. I wish I had the number in my head, but like it is a crazy stat of the lack thereof. 2 seeds that
Yeah.
like they just get. I don't know. I don't know.
They're the first place losers.
I'm more of like a 1-1-3-5
Okay.
type of girl.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this.
Maybe like a
technique.
1-1-3-6. Like
Yeah.
Get real weird with that last spot.
yeah.
Okay.
And there could be upsets along the way in those 1 seeds that make it to the Final Four, but like I wouldn't put, especially after having a year, coming off a year where there were 4 1 seeds in the Final Four, surely that can't happen again.
You know it can't. Surely.
Like,
surely
it's
history
like putting
can't
all
repeat
favorites
itself.
in a 4-leg parlay. Like you think it's gonna hit. Obviously it should.
Because it makes too much sense.
Makes way too
Yeah.
much sense.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Who is this year's Cinderella team? If you had to pick one.
Okay. I'm assuming they will be in our conversation by March 11th, and if so help me God, if they're not. There's a team right now,
Mm-hmm.
Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks.
Wait, their coach just got in trouble by his daughter, right? I'm telling you.
By his daughter. His daughter's
had-
like 6, I think.
Yes. Yes. And he had a press conference and he said his daughter was staying up late and watching the end of the game. And he was screaming at someone, don't know who. And he said his daughter talked to him and said, you got in trouble last night. And he said, I did. And she said, you had some big emotions. And he said, I did. And he said, so I will not be doing that again. And that's how I know Miami, Ohio.
love that.
She's gentle parenting him.
She is. Reverse gentle parenting. Okay,
Love
sorry,
that.
go on.
No, yeah, he got a little heated.
Yeah. Big emotions.
So this basketball program, undefeated on the season right now, 30-0. Tonight they play their final regular season game, like March 6th, which is insane. Like no matter how good of a team you are, like this does not happen. Like I don't care what conference you play in. If you have a team of NBA players playing in a college league, like that doesn't happen.
Right.
So they're like the talk of the town. Like they had no business doing this. No one thought they were going to, no one thinks anyone's going to go 30-0
Yeah, that's
undefeated in
crazy.
the regular season. The issue is they play in the MAC, and the MAC is not a great college conference by any means. So they're really not getting rewarded for being undefeated. Some people are going as far to say they need to completely win out and win their conference tournament or they won't get a bid at all.
That
Because
seems not fair.
they play the 343rd strength of schedule out of 364.
It's not that strong.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
And the other issue is, which is fun and exciting, they're sneaking out of some of these games. Like they're hitting like buzzer beater shots to get to this 30-0.
Okay.
Which is fun, but you're supposed to be
Dominant.
smacking these teams.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, how could you possibly leave an undefeated regular season team out of March Madness?
That is really a good question.
But if you put them against the 7th best team in the Big Ten,
they might
they
get
might
smacked
get
down.
smacked.
Yeah.
So you're in this situation where like some people are like, this team is not one of the, if we're putting, Bruce Pearl was the Auburn's old coach. He's like, if we are putting the best 68 teams in on Selection Sunday, that is not one of the best 68 teams in the country.
Wow.
Are we putting in the most 68 deserving? That's a different story. But there's really no rhyme, like there is no right answer to that rhetorical question. But they're so fun because they're like, oh my God, they're going to lose. Like they're finally going to lose. And then you're like,
then they
oh my
pull it
God,
off.
what the hell? They did it. So
Okay,
they're
well,
cool.
fingers crossed
If
that.
they are in that bracket, there will be people who have them running to the Final Four.
Of course.
And that's where you're going a little too far.
Yeah. Rein it in. Don't get that weird.
And that's where I hold your hand to say, we just went
Mama.
a step too far. Have them win a round. I mean, what the hell? They made
Get
it
a
there.
little cookie or
And
something.
for those who don't know what a Cinderella team is,
Yes.
what is that?
Cinderella, I would say, is, I'd put him like anywhere from like a, realistically, who could make a run somewhere from like a 5 to a 9. Anywhere lower than that, obviously awesome. But anything from like a 5 to a 9 seed, you'll deem Cinderella. And it's teams that weren't favored to win round 1. They made it by. They weren't favored to win round 2. They made it by. They weren't favored to win the Sweet 16. They made it to the Elite 8. So you would call it a Cinderella story if you make it to the Sweet 16 or Elite 8, depending on what seed you are. But it's really those teams that had no business winning round 1, round 2. Oh my God, they're here in the Sweet 16.
And they call it Cinderella because
Cinderella wasn't supposed to be at that ball.
wasn't
She
supposed
wasn't
to be at the
supposed to
ball.
win the beauty pageant.
Yeah.
She wasn't beautiful.
She wasn't
in the
supposed to be
other
dancing.
eyes.
That's what they call it, the big dance. I'm like, we're going dancing. I'm like,
I love this. It's like all the men being
Where's
like
my pumpkin?
obsessed
Hold my
with
pumpkin.
The
Cinderella.
more
Yeah.
I think about it, I'm like, there was a diva behind all these
There
terms.
was.
no, you're right.
Sweet 16? Final Four?
Elite
That's so
8?
sassy.
No.
Yes.
And you're calling them Cinderella.
And you're the Cinderella and the big dance.
Who was that diva? We need to know her. Because it was obviously her.
him.
Okay, fine. Or
Potentials.
him. Okay, then finally, before we get to like a quick rapid fire,
Yes.
who are you eyeing on men's and women's side to win it all?
It's so, for women's, just so hard to root against UConn.
I know.
But at the same time, my
Also, like,
math
Connecticut,
brain,
great state.
literally, my math brain's like, surely you can't do it again.
Right. No, I know.
You've won
surely.
so many games in a row.
Right.
47?
Yeah.
47 games. Surely you have to.
Surely at some point there has to be a falter.
Kiki Rice and UCLA are the 2 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't some sexy, fun story. But if you're not UConn, I think anything is fun and feels like an upset. And Kiki Rice has been at UCLA since she was a freshman, which is very rare in this time of transfer portal
yeah.
and NIL. And she's a senior, so like to see her get one,
That would be
I think
nice.
would be really, really cool. So So I'm going to go with UCLA on that side. Or Vandy's making a hot start, too. If they beat Texas in the semifinal this weekend, they could be in a good spot to win. And they aren't historically dominant by any means, so that's cool.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes on those guys.
Yeah. And then for the men's side, this sounds boring, but Florida, who won last year, they're looking like just as good, if not better.
How annoying.
I know.
Hate a repeat.
But I also don't care to watch Duke win.
Yeah, Duke does have a lot of hatred, I think, just because.
I'm just over it.
Yeah, exactly.
UConn, I'm done.
It's like the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone was over it, ready for something
Duke
new.
and UConn are giving Kansas City Chiefs, where I'm like, I've seen it.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
I've seen this movie.
I think I've seen this film before.
I think I'm okay with not seeing it again. Michigan, I guess, is fun because they're not always there, but I just don't want to root for a 1 seed right now. But Florida right now is a 2 seed as of this moment. So.
Don't you look at Dusty May, our head coach at Michigan? Ours, because I'm part of the team. Because I am part of the team, obviously. Yes. And you're like, oh, you're so small and cute.
I know. I love the cute coaches.
He's so tiny.
Small?
Yeah. He's like a little Polly Pocket. But I mean, also, when you compare anyone
Florida's
to these...
coach is such a nerdy little data analytics
and when you
people.
look at them compared to the players, you're like, okay, anyone would be small, but also you are so tiny.
You are a small man.
Okay, rapid fire. Ready?
Okay.
First thing that comes to mind. Most overrated team.
Ooh.
Don't you dare say Michigan.
I mean, people think Miami, Ohio are legitimately making a run in the tournament, so I might go overrated.
Okay. And you know what?
Interesting.
That's okay.
Have to squash our Cinderella before they start, but my God.
Okay, most underrated team.
Most underrated team, I will say Ohio State.
I couldn't agree more. Best sleeper.
Best sleeper. I'm gonna go Louisville.
Ooh, okay.
Little ACC action for you.
Yeah, that was a curveball.
Actually, Wisconsin.
Oh,
okay.
Completely different.
Why?
They, like Ohio State, have some of the best wins in the country and some of the worst losses in the country.
Okay.
So that tells me they're just going to put it on for the dance.
dichotomy.
Something's gonna happen.
It could be really right or really wrong.
That's okay. That is okay because guess what? No one knows. Any other questions?
How do you plan to watch all this basketball? How are you going to find all the time?
Oh my God. Well, luckily I get paid. But we have a massive wall of 16 TVs in our office with couches.
That would stress me out.
Yeah. I used to do a gambling cave last year. They put
healthy.
me and another guy in sweatsuits, jumpsuits and sweatbands, and we sat in there all day and watched basketball. Now that I'm on the bracketology side, I'm not really supposed to be gambling as much.
Now that you're chief bracketology
Now that
officer.
I am chief resident bracketologist, I'm wearing a little bit of a different cape this year.
You wear a coat.
Yes.
They put you in a
A blazer.
a white coat.
Yes, they're bringing me up to New York.
Yeah.
And putting me in the gambling
With the
cave.
big dogs.
Yes.
Okay, and where can people follow you and pick your brain if they need to about their own brackets?
So all my social stuff, my TikTok especially, is very sports for the girls. March Madness 101.
Love.
Football 101, whatever 'tis the season is. Ken's Brooks Bets is my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
Cool.
Twitter is where my work stuff is. You're going to be like, who's that?
You're going to be like, that girl is so formal.
got a
What
PhD.
numbers is she talking about?
I'm going to think you have a PhD.
But then on my TikTok, I'm like, so this is what a wide receiver is.
And that is called range,
Yes.
honey. Range.
And this is the Final Four. Oh, one interesting tea storyline that you guys might want to look out for
please.
in March Madness. It just reminded me. I just edited a TikTok on the plane about this. So Kansas, which is a blue blood. And blue bloods, for those who don't know, are just the OG great college basketball programs.
Historically great,
Originally
yeah.
blue. Villanova, Duke, UNC, Kansas.
Those blue schools.
Right, literally the blue bloods. So Kansas is historically a great school. Have they been Final Four national champion contenders the past few years? They haven't made it there, not necessarily, but always will recruit really well and whatever. They have the name. They have this freshman who was the top recruit out of high school named Darren Peterson. And he is playing the number one pick in the draft. He's going to the draft next year, number one overall. Insane talent. People talk about this kid like he's God.
Oh my God.
The problem is he misses so many games.
Oh.
Injury bug?
Ailments,
Tummy aches?
tummy aches,
Stomach issues.
cramps, so many cramps. And he pulled himself out of a game with the cramps before.
Wait.
He had the flu. Fair. Took him a while to...
Been there. It's
So,
not fun.
You just... The way he's handled it and some of the bizarre reasons he's not either starting games and or finishing games and playing normal minutes is very odd and very concerning. Like load management in the NBA, fine. You're playing 30 games in college basketball. If you can't make it through 30 games, he's only played in like 18 of them.
Also, like I would just really would love to ask him on a personal level, like
Something
on the range of like 1 to period cramps. How bad were these cramps that you couldn't play through?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there are like plenty of examples. There's just weird vibes. Now the thing is, the team with him is 12-6. The team without him is 9-2.
Oh.
Granted, some of those games were probably just like easy competition, happened to be in the right situation. However, you have to think, like, is the aura of this team better when they're not dealing with superstar Cramp McGee?
Cramp McGee.
And they're like,
superstar Cramp McGee.
and they, they have their system. Because you have to change everything up when he decides to play or not.
Yeah.
So they get in these rhythms when he's not playing.
And they find their swagger.
And he's finally played like 30 plus minutes his past 4 games, and they've lost 3 of them.
Ooh.
And they play again on Sunday, their final game on CBS. And like, you just wonder, is he like a bad vibe? Like, what's the locker room like when you have someone like?
I don't know.
Maybe
But
it's
like,
stage fright.
Like Stephen A. Smith is calling him out. Like, if you have the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, like, do not draft this man.
Oh my God.
Like, he can't make it through a college basketball
tough
season.
guy.
Imagine the NBA player he will be.
That's a fair point.
It's like when the NFL player was like, I didn't want to play because I'm too cold.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
they
can't
said
do that.
bye-bye.
So,
No.
so this team with him could make it to the Final Four, truly. But like, keep your eye out for that team and
What
the
was his
vibes
name
on the
again?
bench. Darren Peterson.
Okay.
Darren,
watch out.
Darren, like, what are
sorry
you gonna do
of
with March
tummy
Boy?
aches. Yeah.
I'm sorry about the tummy aches, but it's getting weird.
But
And your
also,
team's
like-
playing okay without you, so I'm just confused.
It's also like, suck it up, Buttercup. We love you.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to do without you.
Okay, you were amazing. Thank you so much for giving us all the
It
insight.
was so helpful.
Yeah.
I can't wait
Good.
to fill out my bracket.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and I will not be filling out a bracket because I famously do not bet because I work
have to
in the
bet.
NFL.
You don't have to bet.
You know what? That's fair.
We could just do one, you and me. Is that?
That's
just the two of us.
I am, and I haven't like announced it or anything yet. I'm definitely going to do a bracket pool like through my TikTok with like a giveaway of like aloe gift cards.
Oh, so
and
cute.
Oh, that's a
Lola
good
okay,
blankets
I
one.
would
and,
tap
like,
into this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't,
You
but I'll
can
watch
help
from
me.
afar.
Yeah. So for any of our listeners, find my TikTok and you can enter.
Ken Brooks bets.
Period.
Are there any teams you guys like think you want to root for and you don't know anything about them?
Michigan.
Well, you're in a really good spot.
Thank you so
Tell you
much.
that.
Thank you.
If Duke loses this weekend, they might be the number 1 overall seed.
That would be such a
And they want to
slay.
play in Philly, I heard.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. I forget why. They didn't want to go to Chicago.
Too close? Too convenient?
Right?
Yeah, that's wild. Couldn't be me.
I'm like blanking on the reason, but they like publicly said like, we're going to Philly.
Okay, well, good for you.
Right on.
Good for us, because I'm, again, part of the team.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's all, right? All
That's
good?
all, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
heard.
thanks for having me.
You're the
Thanks for
best.
coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Who?
I do want to clarify because I think when we recorded with Mackenzie last week, she had talked about Miami, Ohio's record, and they ended up going undefeated in their season.
Girl knows her stuff.
She did. She named that. So that felt really
Apropos.
and I don't know, kind of like we get really good guests on this show.
It's almost like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Who knew?
What a concept.
Who knew?
Okay, shall we send it?
Let's send it, girl.
All right, let's start with the fact that the World Baseball Classic is going down right now.
Worldwide.
Did not know that that was a thing.
I know. And, you learn new things. I learn new things.
We're all learning.
I'm calling this the World Cup of baseball.
And I'm accepting it because I know no different.
Right. If you would disagree with that and you think I'm dumb for saying it,
Keep your opinions to yourself.
I was going to say, let me know.
I'm just kidding. I will say it brings together the top players from 20 national teams, and it's happening until March 17th. Anyway, I do want to talk about my people because while they are not good at sled hockey, they're doing the things correct in the dugout.
Who are your people?
The Italians, not the Americans, because their dugout, they have a literal Nespresso machine. Like, those are my people.
Do you like espresso like that?
Yeah.
Really?
I drink coffee in an unhealthy way.
Well, I know you drink coffee, but do you drink espresso? It's different.
Oh, well, like when I'm abroad, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I will have coffee with dessert. I will have
After
an
dinner at
espresso.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no rules on vacation.
Right.
I don't live in Italy, but I do, you know, like I come alive in Italy.
Right.
Yeah. So they have their little espresso celebrations after a home run.
That's fine.
And like my people, they get
I know.
me, you
I think because America is
they're just doing it right.
They are.
Yeah.
And I think because America is such a hodgepodge, I feel like sometimes it's hard to have like something we all like unite around, except for like hot dogs. I don't know.
Totally.
Like what would be our thing? I don't know.
It's a
Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola shot?
No.
Because then because
some people are like, I hate Coca-Cola. I love Diet Coke.
Yep, exactly.
But also same way with hot dogs. Some people really don't like hot dogs.
And I get it. I was vegetarian once for a couple of years. But I
was vegetarian once.
Yeah, you know, I went to IKEA recently and I don't like their hot dog. I'm very specific.
What about the meatball?
I tried you're going to hate me for this. I tried the meatball for the first time only like 2 weeks ago.
Like a meatball or their meatball?
The Swedish meatball.
Okay, I was just checking. Did you like it?
I did.
Yeah,
it was very
tasty at IKEA. They make some good food.
Okay, I want to talk about Sydney Leroux's annual post on International Women's Day. She has 2 children, a daughter and a son, and every year on International Women's Day, she posts a photo of her and her kids and scribbles her son's face out. And the internet had a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, as they typically do.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I would say most people were in support, and then there were a couple of Karens in the comments saying, like, how dare she bring her child down? And it's like, men get fucking every day of the year.
Also,
I'm sorry, they do.
23 hours a day, just remember. We only got 23 hours that day. Daylight savings.
I was like, what are you talking about?
International Women's Day was 23 hours. It wasn't even 24.
She earned the right to scribble her son's face out.
Also, I'm sorry, but a bit that is like a year after year bit. Oh, God, I love that.
Literally, this woman in the comments was like, I woke up, realized it was International Women's Day, and immediately ran to Sid's profile and was so happy I did. Like, it's just a gift that keeps on giving.
I just love a long joke, you know? Keep the joke going. Let the good times roll,
and
as
don't get so
say.
offended, guys. Come on.
It's not that serious.
It's not.
It's PR, not ER. Okay. Next we have Stevens Institute Hoboken Stand Up. Never been so proud.
Stand up.
Sorry, yes.
Stand up. We're only gonna see your crotch in that shot.
Yeah, that's not gonna be pretty. I'm so sorry. Maybe Jorge don't do the solo cam on that. Okay, so as Stevens Institute Laxbro, who participated in a spelling bee, his entire team showed up. Like, they came probably straight from practice, it looked like.
They were all in their clothes.
They were all in, like, the sweatsuits with the pinny, like the practice pinny on. And they showed up to hype him up like nothing. There's no way that they hype him up on the lacrosse field in the same way.
no.
They were losing their minds. And he did spell... I can't even say
Ataxia.
Ataxia? Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I could have butchered it. And you can tell every other participant is pissed because after every letter, the entire team is like, yeah! So he's like, A. And they're like, yeah! And it was hilarious. And he spelled the word right.
He did. I don't think that's the hardest word, to be honest, but...
I don't know. I probably would have spelled it wrong.
Wait, I have 2 words for you to spell that are related to sports. They're short. They're easy. Okay, the first one is Deke.
Deke?
Yeah.
Like teak, but with a D?
When you say teak, all I can think about...
D-E-E-K?
Wrong. But when you say teak, all I can think about is like the fraternity. No, and that was like the worst frat at Rutgers. That's all I have to say.
I literally don't know frat life.
You were an athlete. You didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no.
No, incorrect.
Okay, because I was thinking like teak wood, and I'm pretty sure teak wood is T-E-E-K.
Yes, the English
See, I told you I would not be
incorrect. It is D-E-K-E. And what it means, I'll let you know in a second. Why is my old landlord texting me right now?
What is this, a new word that the kids are using?
No, it's a hockey word, babe.
Sorry,
it means a hockey fake out in which the puck handler uses quick, controlled movements with the puck to get around his or her defender.
Well, this makes sense because I've never played hockey.
Ask Scott.
Okay.
Scott, was that real?
He's probably going to be really embarrassed.
Okay. And then the next one is pirouette.
Don't be a bitch.
I think you could get this one.
No, I don't.
You've definitely seen this before.
Yeah, and guess what? No.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try.
Wait. What if I told you that a snack that you might like is a pirouette? Like, you know the little tubes that come from Keebler, like the little Keebler elves? They're like a little tube and they have chocolate in the inside and you can they're sticks.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pirouette.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I thought you were talking about the ballet move.
Well, it is. That's that's the sports connection here, babe. But I'm trying to put it into terms you might understand.
Right. Food. I am
Chocolate,
one of these dumb jocks.
Keebler elf.
No, here's one thing. about me.
You're avoiding me right now.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
okay.
because I told you I'm not going to spell that. Spell check is my best friend, and even still to this day, sometimes I spell words so incorrectly that not even spell check can understand.
Like what? Is there one where you're always like, I don't know how to spell that? I have
For
one.
some reason, receipt always gets me. Diarrhea is another one. That's a hard one. When Millie was having diarrhea and I had to explain that to Scott, it was not easy
I think
to
that's
convey.
okay. You're like, Millie had diary today.
yeah,
Millie had dairy today.
He's like, well, you shouldn't be giving her that. I don't know why you are. What's yours?
Breathe.
Oh,
I
between breath and breathe?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's a toughie.
Gets me every time.
Yeah, it's a toughie.
Anyway, pirouette is spelled Pirouette.
Okay, I was going to go something similar, but probably still would have gotten the word wrong. Okay,
I
anyway.
thought that was fun. Okay, so the last one really relies on the visual element. So I highly recommend going to our YouTube channel
Please.
and clicking in the link, like the show description, and look at our send it links.
Yeah.
So it's a video of this track and field athlete who's practicing her hammer throwing.
And you know what the hammer throwing is? It's when you spin around in a circle and then you let go of the rope and then the ball flies.
Yeah.
And usually they like yell in the motion of the twirl as they're letting go.
Right. So it's like a circle-shaped thing, right?
You have to stay inside the circle.
Yeah, and she's going back and forth. Again, I'll show some images here. And it's just super embarrassing. Like, she looks like the hunchback of Notre Dame.
Well, because she's practicing, like, I think probably getting, like, a certain angle for her posture. So she's hunched over. She has this giant pole.
Sports aren't embarrassing. It's just this pose happens to be.
Some aspects of practicing sports are very embarrassing. Like, really humbling.
What was embarrassing for you?
Sometimes there's, like, certain drills that you have to do in rowing, and, like, they have to be a certain pace. And sometimes you do them as a whole boat. Sometimes you only do them as like two people within the boat. And it's very easy to tell when someone fucks up. I'm not saying who. But
it was never you.
No, I'm perfect, Blake. How dare you?
Right. And for us, it was like when you would have to go to hip hop class in your ballet leotard, bun, slick back, and pink tights.
And they were like, one of these does not belong.
Yeah, and it was me. Anyway, so that was my embarrassing thing. Anyway, video of her practicing hammer throwing, hunching over, and the text on screen reads, "Things my coach makes me do while I'm actively getting ghosted." And I just was like howling. And I feel like if you're not like chronically online, maybe it doesn't hit as hard, but it's just like she has to do this humiliating ass exercise, and on top of it, she's getting further humiliated by probably some chatter Brad.
For sure.
Getting ghosted, not getting answered, and she has to do this on top of it.
Yeah.
Sports are embarrassing.
That's what they are. Practice is embarrassing.
That's right.
Practice is embarrassing.
And so is getting ghosted.
And she's just a girl.
And you know what? Just last thing I'm going to say, because I think this is relatable. Nothing to do with sports. It has to do with my personal life. I had to break up with a therapist. She wasn't doing it for me. It was only talk therapy. I need trauma-informed care, babe.
They're the hardest breakups.
Exactly. Well, listen, I texted my friends. I was like, what should I do? I've seen her 3 times. Do I send her a text? Do I ghost her?
The breakup text with
Okay, yeah, because I feel like my friends were like, you should just ghost her. And I was like, that doesn't feel right with me.
She knows my trauma.
Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me. So I sent her a text. I said, "Dear doctor."
Did you get ghosted?
I said, "Thank you for your care. I think I need to go in a different direction, but you've been such a great help." Never answered me.
I knew you were going to
The therapist ghosted me.
That's really tough.
Which also means I dodged a bullet, frankly.
Yeah. You know, it wasn't for you.
I just couldn't believe it.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And that's on getting humbled. And that's on
Embarrassed.
staying humble, getting humbled. Oh, man. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Thanks. It's okay. I found a better therapist.
That's good. We love that. What would you say is your favorite sentence of the week?
Obviously, Sydney Leroux. Come on.
Okay, mine is the Hoboken Lax Bros because, once again, Hoboken stand up. And they're doing what I can't, you know?
Spelling.
They're spelling. I just have to say, the Scripps National Spelling Bee, the little boy who is like, iridocyclitis.
Yo! Yes. I said that recently. Someone didn't know what I was talking about.
Same! And I was so mad.
That's like one of my verbal tics.
Iridocyclitis.
Iridocyclitis.
Yeah, and if you don't know,
Look that up.
Well,
I'll put
try
it in
spelling
as a
it.
bonus send it.
okay, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. And that boy is my hero because he spelled that word correctly.
Okay, so whoever loses the March Madness, we should have to enter a spelling bee.
No!
Come on.
I'm not publicly embarrassing myself like that.
I'm so down.
Okay. Fine.
You're first.
Fine. Anything else you want
No,
to
I
bully
just-
me into this
No, I
week?
just hope you have an amazing trip.
I just also realized, by the way, this whole time.
You know what? I did notice that and I didn't say anything and I forgot.
That's a
No. That happens to me
That's an effed up
sometimes.
friendship thing.
That happens to me sometimes. I just forget to verbalize it.
Well,
You need a vacation. That's what that means.
that is what that means. There you go.
Don't worry, Caroline will be back next week in studio. She's not going away for that long.
Or will I? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm going to come back. Yeah, so I will be back next week. I'll tell you all about my travels in Iceland.
Yeah.
And yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. And that's it for this episode of Well Played.
The only podcast in a league of its own.
She almost forgot it.
We usually say thank you, but whatever.
Love you, mean it. Bye.